What a series this has been between the Phils and the St. Louis Cardinals. Game one, it was Jaime Garcia that was the big storyline, and also the Cardinals offense with some clutch hitting against Nelson Figueroa in relief of Joe Blanton. And then former Phil, Ryan Franklin, closed the door, and the Cards won it 6-3. Game two, a heck of a pitcher's duel. Cole Hamels went 8+ innings. He struck out 8. He battled Adam Wainwright. He left with the game tied at 1, and then in the 10th inning, Carlos Ruiz's solo home run gave the Phils a 2-1 victory. And then in Game 3 of this series, well, Kyle Kendrick was outstanding for the Phillies. Kendrick settled in and threw a great sinker all night long. And then in the 7th inning, he was able to get a 6-4-3 double play. That finished up his outing, but along the way, Placido Polanco, a 2-run home run against Brad Penny. Shane Victorino also homered, and at the end, it was Jose Contreras who got a soft ground ball to shortstop to finish up the 9th inning. The Phils family liked it, Contreras' family liked it, and now we get set for Game 4 of this series, a little day baseball here in Philadelphia between the Phils and the Cardinals. Well, the fans outside getting ready for a little brunch and baseball. Tailgating all around Citizens Bank Park. They got everything from lobster to eggs to hot dogs to a little pork as well. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy along with Chris Wheeler. Gary Matthews will be along later on in the 4th inning. What a great day here at the ballpark. Great temperatures, sunshine, blue skies, and oh yeah, Roy Halliday goes for the Phils.
Well, when you want to win a game, Tom, Roy Halladay's a heck of a start for you. The Phillies have done very well in the last 2 games against these St. Louis Cardinals, and they send the big boy to the mound this afternoon, and you always feel good when this guy's out there. When he goes to the mound, you think he's going to pitch 7, 8, and maybe even 9 innings the way he did against the New York Mets the other day. A little trouble early in the game, was in a few jams, and the Phillies got some runs, and then it was methodical. This guy just mowed him down with a collection of stuff that we haven't seen around here for a long, long time. He's just a tremendous #1 pitcher. He finally smiles when it's all over. This is some of the numbers from this guy this year. No walks, 3 of his 6 starts. You know, he's always going to pitch a lot of innings. 70% of his pitches are for strikes. He throws a lot of first pitch strikes. Sometimes he throws too many first pitch strikes because they're up there hacking at him, and they're in the strike zone, and they hit him a little bit, and he gets in some trouble. But he sure is fun to watch.
One of the numbers that jumps out from Roy Halladay, his control, as Wheels mentioned, only 1 3-0 count this entire season. Last year, he had only 19. So he'll go to work this afternoon against the Cardinals and Kyle Loesch, who will be making his 6th start of the year. He hasn't lost here at Citizens Bank Park during his career. How about Shane Victorino, the top spot in the Phillies lineup, leading the league in RBIs? Victorino's part of that. The lineups are next. somber day here at the ballpark because we received word a few hours ago that the great Robin Roberts, the greatest right-handed pitcher in Phillies history, passed away overnight in his home in Florida at the age of 83. There was a moment of silence prior to today's ball game. There's a lot of moist eyes around this stadium today because Robin was the greatest right-handed pitcher in Phillies history, but he was also one of the best people you would ever meet up until his final spring training, which was this past spring in Clearwater. And the Whiz Kids pennant flag is at half-mast, and it's flying out in center field, and Robin's number 36 hanging in the Phillies dugout as part of the tribute this afternoon. And probably the greatest right-handed pitcher since Robin Roberts to wear a Phillies uniform, Roy Halladay, will throw his first pitch of the day against the St. Louis Cardinals, and it's a strike. So we're underway, and the count is no balls and 1 strike. Skip Schumacher's the leadoff batter for St. Louis. Schumacher's 2 for 10 in the series, hitting .216 overall with a home run and 4 RBIs. And he whacks the second pitch right into center field for a base hit. So let's take a look at the rest of the St. Louis lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity. Nick Stavino is the right fielder. He'll hit second. Albert Pujols hits third, followed by Matt Halliday, the left fielder. David Freese is in the number 5 spot. Colby Rasmus bats sixth. And the bottom third of Jason LaRue, Kyle Loesch, the pitcher, and Tyler Green, the shortstop. Facing, of course, Roy Halladay as Stavinoa digs in and fouls the first pitch off the mask of Carlos Ruiz. And it's no balls and 1 strike. Now, great numbers so far, Wheels, for Roy Halladay. This will be a 7th start of the season.
Yeah, appropriately enough, in the day we lose Robbie, this is another guy who loves to pitch complete games. And you see the numbers on him, and he just piles up innings.
Lefty's batting just 180 against Halliday.
Southwest Airlines scouting report on Roy Halladay. He has so many pitches, you just really can't even put them down. He has such a great idea of how to pitch and compete. Every pitch does have a purpose with him, and he just loves to finish when he starts a game.
Well, he's part of a staff that has a 2.35 earned run average in this first week of May. Starters have been outstanding over the last handful of days. Cole Hamels pitched brilliantly in game 2 of this series against the Cardinals. Kyle Kendrick up to the task last night. That one is off the leg of Halladay, a slow roller, and Valdez trying to hurry the throw, not in time to get Stavinoa. And it's going to be a base hit. Runners on first and second, and looks like Halladay's okay.
Yeah, it looked like he took that off the thigh area. And he seems to be fine, but the Cardinals are kicking up a little fuss right now. Kind of hits his ball off the end of the bat. It's a cutter. I can't tell when he ducked like that. It looked like he hit him off the upper leg at first. Yeah. And then just bounce away. And both fielders were headed towards second base because that ball was hit up the middle off the bat. And then it carried into an area really nobody could get to it in time.
So nobody out here at the top of the first, and here's Albert Pujols. Pujols is riding a 10-game hitting streak. Overall, batting .327 for the Cards. And there's a breaking ball in there for strike, and it's 0-1.
Halladay, like many really, really good pitchers, can have a little trouble in the first inning until they settle down, get into a groove. And the Cardinals, they're thinking right now, boy, let's get this guy early.
Pujols has 3 hits and 13 at-bats during this series. He's hit all 3 of the balls that have gone for base hits hard. But the Phillies pitchers have really done a nice job keeping him off balance in his other at-bats. In the dirt, 1 ball and 1 strike.
He started throwing that changeup a lot more. Something, it was not a pitch that he used a whole lot. And you see what he's done with runners in scoring position, very good. Has one now. It's not a pitcher he used a lot when he was with Toronto, but he's learned a new changeup with Rich Dubey, and he have worked on it since he's been here, and he uses it quite a bit now.
Out in front, little piece for Pujols. 1 ball and 2 strikes. This is only the 2nd start that Halladay has made against the Cardinals during his career. His other one, the only one, came in 2005. And it was a 4-1 victory over St. Louis. And in that game, Halladay retired at one point 27 of the 32 batters that he faced. Blue Jays won that game by 3. Pujols checks his swing. They'll appeal. No swings, says the first base umpire Andy Fletcher.
He hasn't thrown him a fastball yet. 3 breaking balls and a changeup.
Boy, it looked like he went. I mean, it's close. From the top of that bat went past the top of the plate.
Some of those are really hard to see. I thought he went with a naked eye, and then even when you see that, you can see why they're so hard to call.
2-2 the count to Pujols. Back toward the middle, under the glove of Halliday, picked up by Utley, steps on the bag, floats to throw over to first, in time for the double play. That's a pretty good footwork right there by Chase Utley.
It's a great job, because I don't think they're going to get a double play with a flip there. There's just too much involved, and Utley saw that his best bet was to do it himself, and then he knew he had contact coming. Thank goodness Halliday let it go. There he goes, steps on it, and gets a lot on the throw. Watching it again, maybe he and Valdez are so close together. That's going to be a difficult double play with a flip, and then Valdez has his back turned, and he might get smoked by that runner coming in there. So everything about what Utley did there was positive.
So 2 away. There is Wilson Valdez starting at shortstop for Juan Castro today.
That's a decision a middle infielder has to take and make in a split second, whether to take it himself or whether they're going to be better off by combining on that. And that was a really good decision by Chase Utley.
Matt Halliday, the hitter, 3 for 13 in the series, hitting .276 overall, and he hits a one-hopper, flagged down by Valdez at shortstop, throws across the diamond, and Halliday works out of the jab here in the top of the first inning. For the Cardinals, no runs, 2 hits, 1 man left in scoring position. Middle of the first, it's the Cardinals nothing, the Phillies coming up. As a team, lead all of the National League in RBIs by a leadoff batter. And he rolls that pitch towards second base. Schumacher's got it, 1 away. And that's pretty impressive. The Phillies leadoff hitters, and that's Shane and Jimmy Rollins, have combined for 22 runs batted in from that leadoff spot, 4 more than the Arizona Diamondbacks leadoff hitter, and 5 more than the Colorado Rockies.
Well, you figure Victorino got 7 of them on 2 swings of the bat in
Very
2
true.
days, on a grand slam and a 3-run homer. And of course, he was Shane was in a real funk there for a while, and you know he's come out of it and been very productive.
Oh, here's Placido Polanco. He's had good numbers against Loesch for his career, hitting .368 against him. Polanco just 1 for 11 in this series, but that one was a big one. It was last night, a 2-run home run. And he pops the second pitch up foul over the Phillies dugout. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Polanco last night with Victorino at first base. Victorino took off, and he hits the ball out of the ballpark. And later on, they talked about they made some eye communication or gestures or whatever they did. They decided they were going to play a little hit and run. And Penny threw a pitch right down the middle. Polanco hit it out of the ballpark.
Pretty sweet swing from Placido Polanco. That was his 4th home run.
Charlie's reaction to that was, okay, it worked.
Towards center field, Rasmus venturing back, and he'll make the grab. Boy, the wind has really picked up from left to right as this game has gotten underway.
They're talking about another front going through here today, probably without any rain. It looks like it did, and the wind really has picked up out of the northwest. I don't know what it is, but that looks like at least 15 miles per hour with the way the flags are standing straight out. Partly cloudy. Well, they said 13. Close enough.
Oh, it's a gorgeous day here in South Philadelphia. And with 2 outs, it'll bring Chase Utley to the plate.
Well, it's the kind of wind that'll knock the ball down to left and left center and help the left-handed hitters if they hit the ball to right.
Loesch delivers a fastball for strike 1. Kyle Loesch spent 36 games on the disabled list last year with a strained right forearm. It was his first ever trip to the DL. The Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Norman Bluestein of Norristown, PA. If the Phillies hit a home run in today's ball game, then Norman will win $100. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to Chase. Off the outside corner, 2-1. Kyle Loesch was part of the Phillies postseason run in 2007. He pitched in 13 games for the Phillies after coming over from the Reds. He started 11 games and went 3-0 with an earned run average of 4.72. See his career numbers included in that. A 2-0 record here at Citizens Bank Park in 8 starts. And a line drive base hit it to right field for Chase. Chase is aboard for the 25th game out of 28 that the Phils have played this year, and it's a 2-out single.
Loesch throws a lot of breaking balls and changeups. In fact, Ryan Howard hit a grand slam off him last year in St. Louis on an off-speed pitch. I think it was a change, or no, it was a breaking ball after he had swung and missed it some. That looked like a little changeup that he threw down and away. Chase does a good job of hooking that ball with that little short swing of his. But Loesch will not give in with fastballs many times to left-handed hitters, and he, with Ryan Howard over the years, has tried to make him hit his breaking ball. He got ahead of him with it last year, and then Howard hit the slam off him.
Well, he gets a chance to bat with a runner aboard here in the bottom of the first. No score. And a breaking ball inside. 1 ball and no strikes to Ryan. Ryan is just 1 for 11 in this series, and in those 11 at-bats, he has struck out 6 times. But he does have that home run that Wheels just talked about against Kyle Loesch in 11 career at-bats.
He doesn't see many fastballs for strikes from Loesch. I mean, many pitchers pitch him that way, but Loesch has definitely got. I remember that at bat
we're talking about last year, where he had Ryan buried with breaking balls. He was chasing them, and then he got one in the middle of the plate, and he crushed it.
Well, Ryan's done a lot of that against the Cardinals in his career. He has 14 home runs against the Cards. Has a lot of success when the Phillies return to Busch Stadium when they face the Cardinals in his hometown.
There he goes with 2 fastballs, and not fastballs to hit for Howard. See if Charlie gives him the green light here.
Reno the count with Chase at first. Take it all the way. Ball 4, and Ryan's aboard. 2 runners are on for the Phillies here at the bottom of the first inning.
You can see he didn't give in. Threw him a 3-0 breaking ball.
Well, the umpires for today's ball game, we've seen all 4 behind the plate now. Mike Everett is behind the plate today. Andy Fletcher's over at first. There's Tim McClellan. He's the crew chief. He's around at third. And Adrian Johnson is at second base. It has been a very active series for all 4 of the umpires. Each has heard a word or 2 from the respective dugouts in the 4 games.
Only 1 ejection.
Here's Jason Worth, who struck out 3 times last night. And it takes the first pitch fastball for strike 1.
Charlie Magno is the only guy to have to exit early by an umpire's decision.
And it was his decision right there. Andy Fletcher. Jason has had his streak of reaching base in 26 straight games to start the season come to a close last night. He just didn't look comfortable at all last night against any of the Cardinals pitchers.
He really was struggling with Penny. Penny was good last night. And Kyle Kendrick did a great job for the Phillies.
1-1 count. And a pop-up foul over the Phillies dugout, out of play. It's 1-2.
Loesch decided when he fell behind in that count to Ryan Howard that he was going to go after Worth and see if Jason can make him pay for it.
There's Brad Penny. Penny last night 6 innings, 3 runs on 5 hits. His 3 runs scored on homers, a 2-run shot by Polanco, a solo shot by Shane Victorino. And he was outdone by Kyle Kendrick, who pitched 7 scoreless innings. The 1-2 pitch to Worth. Lays off a breaking ball, 2-2. Jason hits it in the air to right field. It's deep. Backing up is Stavino. It's on the warning track to the wall. Gone! 3-run opposite field home run for Jason Worth. It's his 5th of the year. And the Phillies take the early lead here at Citizens Bank Park.
He took advantage of the conditions. We just talked about how the wind's really going to help the left-handed hitters if they hit it to right field. Well, how about a right-handed hitter who's strong like Worth and gets it up in that? Well, that's like a gale blowing out there right now. Kyle Loesch is pitching him away, but oh, look where that thing went in. It ran right back over the middle of the plate. He got it up in the air, hit it out of the ballpark, and Loesch can't believe that that's a home run because look at him turn around like, was that? Did he? I mean, what happened? How did that ball leave the park?
It's the first home run allowed by Loesch this year. And it means that Norman Bluestein of Norristown, PA, you've just won $100 compliments of the McDonald's home run jackpot.
And there's that spot in the game, and I think Kyle Loesch probably did the right thing. He just decided, you know what, I didn't get ahead of Ryan Howard. I fall behind him. I'm going to go after Jason Worth. He gets ahead of Worth, and Worth hits a 3-run home run. And the Phillies are going a little bit better right now in these games against the Cardinals. The Cardinals don't score against Halliday in the first inning. Phillies come right back, and that guy gives them a 3-0 lead.
98 career home runs now for Jason Worth, and
2 out runs.
It's a good sign after what he did last night to come back and hit the opposite field home run. 0-2 the count to Ibanez. And Raul flares it toward left, and Halliday's going to have to play that on 1 hop. 3 hits now in the inning for the Phillies. another base runner against Kyle Lynch.
He thought he made a decent pitch there too. And you know, Kyle was here. He's one of the really good guys to be around too, but he gets a little emotional out there sometimes. He'll let you know what he's thinking.
Well, last year Loesch pitched 23 games for the Cardinals, went 6-10. A fastball outside to Ruiz. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Carlos moving up to the number 7 spot in the order on the heels of his game-winning home run 2 days ago.
Right, and Castro going down with a hamstring last night. Valdez in the lineup today, so Charlie decided to move Ruiz up to 7, Pat Valdez 8th.
The way Ruiz is going, though, he's got to move him up even higher. He's leading the league in on-base percentage.
Yeah, right. And you know the reason he's leading the league in on-base percentage is because he's being so patient in that 8-hole, taking his walks, which is not an easy thing to do, and he's really improved at that.
He is on pace to obliterate his career high in walks. It's the 2-1 the opposite way on the run. Stabenoa. He's not going to get there, and it scoots right on by him. Ibanez being held at third. It's a 2-out double for Ruiz, and the Phillies have 2 in scoring position for Wilson Valdez.
All this with 2 outs and nobody on base. Chase Sutton hit that changeup to right field. Off they've gone here. Dave Duncan's going to come out and talk to Loesch because he can tell he's fried right now. His body language is he is not happy. He thought he made another pretty good pitch here. Looked like a cutter or a slider, something away from Carlos Ruiz, and he did a good job of hitting it the other way. Raul Ibanez gave Sam Perlazo a chance to score him there, but the Cardinals did a nice job getting the ball back, and Schumacher had that thing in his glove at second base when he was getting to third, and he would have been a dead duck at home with any throw.
Tony La Russa has watched as Loesch has thrown 28 pitches in this inning. He's given up a 3-run home run. And now the Phillies have 2 runners in scoring position for Wilson Valdez.
Be interested to see what they do here with the base open. They're going to walk him intentionally, I wouldn't think. But they probably had a conversation. Number one, to calm Loesch down, but whether they want to go after him or let Halliday hit and turn the lineup over. I think they would go after him here.
Valdez with 3 hits so far this year, including a game winner last week in San Francisco. A long RBI double. And he lays off a breaking ball on his 1-0.
Well, that first pitch gives you a feeling that maybe they're not going to do that because he just wasted a breaking ball there.
There's Roy Halladay on deck. He has actually swung the bat well in his first year in the National League. That one drops in for strike 1. Wilson Valdez is a lifetime .270 hitter in the big leagues. He has 1 career home run. And he dribbles that foul to the left of the plate, 1-2.
Yep, they're pitching around him. All breaking balls, and that wasn't a strike. Now, as you see what's going on with Loesch in this inning, 31 pitches. Now, be interested to see whether or not he goes after him with something because he's ahead. But it looks like their game plan is don't let Valdez hurt him with a strike.
Another breaking ball, and he stays alive. They're popping it over the Phillies dugout.
Well, if you're Wilson Valdez right now, you almost got to get up on the plate and look for a breaking ball. And if he makes it, if he does make a mistake with a strike with a hanger, maybe you can hit it. Because you can't hit those ones he's throwing right now. They're not strikes.
He came in with a fastball there on the inside part of the plate. He stays alive. Phillies this year have done a very good job early in games against the other team's starting pitchers in seeing a lot of pitches and building up that pitcher's pitch count. Now, it hasn't been as effective in this series until today. And Loesch is at 32 pitches here in the first. The 1-2. Way outside, 2-2.
Just the one fastball in this count. Yeah, and Halliday in the top of this inning was in a little trouble. First and second, nobody out. Pujols up. Double play, ground ball after that, out of the inning. Phillies hit them with a 3-spot.
He pulls that one on one hop to Freeze, who has time and throws out Valdez, and the inning is over. But a good inning for the Phils. They get 3 runs on a 3-run home run by Jason Worth. Overall, 4 base hits. They strand 2. The wind is kicking up today, and so is the Worth in the bottom of the first. So now Halliday goes to work here in the top of the second against 5, 6, and 7. Jason Worth's opposite field home run is 5th of the year. He now has 21 RBIs. Here's David Freeze, who is 2nd in the league in hitting at 360 with 3 home runs and 19 RBIs. And he was taken all the way on that first pitch. And Halliday falls behind. 1 ball and no strikes. Freeze has had a heck of a series. He's 5 for 13 against the Phillies, and overall has a 9-game hitting streak that encompassed the week in which he won the National League Player of the Week award.
And he's been very impressive in this series. He looks like he likes to hit. He looks like he likes to be up there with men on base. He likes to be up in a big situation. You know, he's a young player and very impressive at this point.
In the air to right field, Jason Worth moving over. He's battling the sun and the wind, and it's off his glove, and it rolls toward foul territory. Freeze on his way to third, and he'll get there easily.
Bad out there. You know, you could see when Worth hit that home run that he didn't hit it real well, and the wind picked it up and took it out of the ballpark. And Jason Worth was struggling with that thing right out of the chute. Here it is. You see he's really struggling. Now he puts a glove up even with sunglasses, and then he thinks he can run to the spot and find it. He's struggling with it right there, trying to get it out of the sun, and then it just, he really had that lined up, but the wind just kept pushing it away from him.
Well, they scored a triple for David Freeze, and Kyle Loesch, the pitcher, pulls one foul. Jason has become one of the better defensive outfielders in the National League during his time here in Philadelphia.
Well, there's nothing routine in the air right now the way this wind's blowing.
Kobe Rasmus, the hitter, and a fastball taken outside. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Phillies, of course, can just play it back, give up a run here since so early in the game. They scored 3 on themselves in the first inning, so everybody's back.
On the hands, a looper back at Chase Utley. He's going to make the catch. He does, and Freeze will have to hold at third. So a good pitch by Halliday, and it's one away.
Talked about Roy Halladay, how many grips he has. There's a cutter grip. That's off a fastball. Then that's his sinker, a little two-seam sinker, the way they hold that. His curveball. Interesting that he has no seams, that he doesn't use seams on his curveball. There's a changeup where he splits his fingers a little bit, like most changeups are. Has become a very effective pitch for him this year.
There's Jason LaRue with a runner at third and a swing and a miss at the first pitch.
His changeup may have even changed a little more from when the guys did that down in spring training, because as spring training went along, he changed the grip even more to more of a split grip on his changeup.
In the dirt, blocked by Ruiz. Halliday's grip on a lot of his pitches, particularly that cutter, was tinkered with when he was with the Blue Jays by Mel Queen, who was the Blue Jays pitching coach at the time. In fact, Mel Queen not only helped Roy Halladay as a major league pitcher, but it also helped Chris Carpenter, who's the Cardinals ace. Chris Carpenter was scuffling at certain points during his Blue Jays career, and Mel Queen taught him the cutter and the grip for the cutter, and it really changed the course of Chris Carpenter's world.
Gets LaRue out here. The pitcher's on deck.
A little low, 3 balls and 1 strike.
You know, Halliday's thinking that way, that, you know, it's not like a normal lineup where you think, well, if I get him out, then what am I going to do with the 8-hole hitter? The pitcher's in the 9th spot. With Tony La Russa's lineup, they flipped them.
See how good Halliday has been this year. And a swing and a miss and a breaking ball. 3-2 now to LaRue.
Halliday's more of a contact pitcher than a strikeout pitcher, but you wonder here in the second inning if he's thinking about a strikeout, knowing the pitcher's on deck, because he throws a 3-1 hook there. He didn't give in with a fastball, you know, some kind of sinker that he might just hit for a ground ball RBI.
Slow chopper past the mound. That's going to get the run home. Valdez has it. Off balance throw. Off the glove of Howard. And it trickles toward the camera well. That's going to allow LaRue to go over to second. Well, the run would have scored anyway, so it will be an RBI for LaRue. But it's going to be, I would assume, an error to Wilson Valdez, because he would have got LaRue.
I think it should be on Howard, the error. I don't know.
That was a catchable ball?
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's stretching, and he got, you know, his stretch. On the stretch, he doesn't catch the ball. Yeah, see, what he was trying to, I don't know whether he anticipated throwing a different area, but watch when he stretches. He's stretching, his hand's going straight out instead of going up at the last minute.
So Kyle Loesch lines the first pitch over toward Jason Worth, who makes the catch.
Well, he gave it to him. It's interesting. They gave Ryan Howard the error originally and then changed it to the shortstop.
Right, so it's an E6.
Yeah. That's probably right. You know, the more you look at it.
E6, and they will give it RBI. They didn't give an RBI originally. They now have given an RBI. And for Wilson Valdez, he's a guy that doesn't make many errors over at shortstop.
Well, Phillies are really shaky with their defense here in this inning. And, you know, you give Roy Halladay a 3-run lead, you're feeling pretty good, but they're not helping him much.
Tyler Green, the number 9 batter, stands in, and he takes a pitch for a strike. It's 0-1. Wilson Valdez this past offseason in the Dominican Winter Leagues was awarded the Gold Glove for his work at shortstop. And he's 0-2 now to Green.
Well, he threw a ball in the dirt last night. He threw that one high today. So, you know, one thing you look at and you wonder about, you know, consistent throwing. You get so used to Jimmy Rollins and the throws that he makes that are so consistent. And, you know, not so much with Valdez.
To the count to the number 9 batter. chopper towards shortstop. To his right, Valdez floats the throw in time to get Tyler Green, and the inning is over. But the Cardinals do get a run. They get one base hit. There was one error by the Phils. We go to the bottom of the second. Wilson Valdez, who, by the way, had not committed an error in 34 consecutive games playing shortstop. And he has one today. 1-2 the count to Halliday. There's Wilson. He's tinkering with his tools. Slow chopper towards shortstop. Tyler Green charges, and his throw is high, and it's bobbled by Pujols, and Halliday is safe. It's like a hot potato today.
See, the wind's taking the throws.
Particularly really. From the shortstops.
Yeah, not really. Yeah, that was just a high throw by Green, and Roy Halladay's now running real hard down the line. He figures he's out by a lot, and then the next thing you know is Albert drops him.
I think just sailed on Albert Pujols, right, or on Tyler Green, I should say.
And it hit the heel of Pujols' glove when he jumps. Watch, he jumps, then it hits the heel of the glove. I guess you have to give it to the throw because it was high, but Albert knows he should have caught it.
Yeah, I think Albert Pujols may have mistimed his jump, but they do give the error to Tyler Green. Here's Victorino with a runner at first, and Shane takes a breaking ball inside. Shane grounded to second his first time, 0 for 1.
There have been some goofy plays in this game early on.
Two 2-0 the count to Shane.
Used to be a book a long time ago called The Spalding Guide to Baseball by the Spalding Company. And Whitey used to, in a game like this, go, boys, this is not a Spalding Guide game. With all these mistakes. And that's pretty much sums it up.
All of these mistakes also made by two of the best defensive teams in Major League Baseball.
Right. Well, day game after a night game, wind blowing like this, it's a little strange right now.
Halliday not being held on at first base. Count 2 balls and 1 strike to Victorino. Shane lines it toward left center field, over toward the alleyway. It's going to split the gap, and it's going to head to the wall. Halliday had a hold up to make sure that ball wasn't going to be caught, so he'll stop at third. And the Phillies have runners on second and third to start this inning.
They had Shane Victorino play with a pull defense with Rasmus in center field. And even though the wind was knocking that thing down and giving him a chance to get to it, Shane hit it with enough slice and hard enough in a great spot to get that double right there. Look how far Rasmus has to run for this. The wind is turning it into a parachute about that point and bringing it back towards him a little bit. And then Roy Halladay, he does the right thing. That's good. That's good base running. Just get out there halfway, and now you see it drop, and you figure he's going to stop me at third with nobody out. And that's what Sam Perlazzo did. They get their infield halfway on the right. This is a weird configuration, their infield. That's because there's a pitcher running. With nobody out, they have the right side up a little bit, the shortstop all the way back, and the third baseman even with the bag. Look at this. That is different.
He had the infield charging in the other night.
Yeah, that's
third.
Yeah, that's to try to confuse the third base coach and the hitter and the runner and everything.
Polanco pops the second pitch foul over the first base dugout. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, their feeling on this is that Polanco pulls the ball. You know, they got the shortstop back to not give up a cheapie. But if he hits one, doesn't hit it real hard to the right side, they've got the 2 fielders up where there's no way Halliday's going to go. That's a lot of thinking in that dugout.
Well, the man's won over 2,500 games. Yep. The manager.
There's a lot going on with that defense.
Now, inside 2-1.
Now they brought the shortstop Tyler Green in a little bit as the count progressed.
Well, Bobby Valentine used to do strange things like, you know, this kind of alignment, or having the infielders charge in. There were times that it worked and times that it didn't work.
Well, you told your runner, you know, the infield's back, you can go if it gets by the pitcher, and then all of a sudden here they come running in.
Chase Utley waits on deck.
Polanco in a real good hitter's count.
The 3-1 pitch to him. Opposite way, foul ball. And it's 3-2.
He's asking the umpire if that was a strike. You know, that was not a real good hitting job there by Polanco. Now we're used to seeing where he would zero in on a 3-1 and hit it hard somewhere. He may have swung a pitch out of the strike zone.
And a swing and a miss, and Polanco's down on strikes. That's the first strikeout for Loesch. 1 away here in the second. Hey, the Chicago Cubs, who are being led right now by a red-hot Alfonso Soriano, they'll be here on Wednesday, May 19th at 7:05 for the first of 2. That's right, it's just a brief 2-game series against the Cubs, and it wraps up on Thursday the 20th at 1:05. It's the Citizens Bank Business Person Special, and at Modell Sporting Goods. Seniors stroll the bases after the game. You can get your tickets by logging on to Phillies.com. And the Cubs will take on the Pirates later on at 7:05. Away, Chase Utley, who singled and scored his first time up, takes a breaking ball inside. 1 ball and no strikes.
But Polanco in that RBI situation knows he had a spinner to hit and just missed it. Watch this one. Here comes a frisbee up there. Oh, wow. And he swings over it. His eyes had to really get big when he saw that.
Kind of looked like he was trying to shoot it the opposite way.
I think he was really trying to crush it. See a hagger like that. Loesch is fighting the umpire, Mike Everett, at this point. Wanted to know where that was. And Polanco, with those contact type situations to get you a run, think he's going to do it for the most part, and he wasn't able to that time.
runners on second and third. Again, the infield is back with one away, so the Phillies can get another run here. Chase can make contact toward the middle of the diamond.
Right, because if he hits it hard towards Pujols, they probably won't. Look at what Sam Perlazo said to him, Halliday at third. They probably won't send it because Pujols can throw from that position. He'll throw home, throw him out. And you don't want any contact with Halliday.
Pujols is a few steps behind that first base bag and shaded off the line. But he's probably thinking if Utley hits it toward him, it's going to be hit hard. Chase pops it up. Shallow left field. The wind is bringing it back. Halliday coming in, makes the catch with one hand, and Halliday can't score from third. 2 outs. Well, you got 2 guys up there that you would expect could get a run home.
Even a pitcher on third base. They got to be careful with this spot in the game right now because they're just basically handing stuff to you, and at this point not able to take advantage of it.
Loesch had a few words with Mike Everett, the home plate umpire, before he headed back out to the mound. 2 outs. Ryan Howard, the hitter. He walked and scored. On a 3-run home run by Jason Worth. That was in the first. He's leading 3-1. Trying to get some more against Kyle Loesch. Loesch gets one over, and the count, no balls and 1 strike. See Ryan's numbers with 2 outs and runners in scoring position this year. Just 1 hit and 13 at bats. Now the last at bat, Kyle Loesch worked around Ryan Howard.
Yeah, especially when he fell behind him. Threw him a 3-0 breaking ball. And then Jason Worth made him pay with a 3-run homer.
Off the end of the bat, a little flare towards center. That's going to get under the glove of Schumacher, and 2 runs are going to score. Ryan Howard with his second hit this year with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. It brings home 2, and the Phillies lead it 5-1.
Yeah, and it all depends on teams the way they play Ryan Howard. Some teams that's an out because they'll have 3 fielders over on that side. In this case, they have the shortstop Green behind second base, and he hits his changeup off the end of the bat a little bit. But it's up to Schumacher. See where the shortstop is right here. All that area is open in here, so now the ball's going to get through. If you have the 3 fielders over in that area like they do a lot of times, that's an out.
So Ryan beats the shift this time. And here's Jason Worth, who homered his first time up. A 3-run shot. Those RBIs for Ryan, by the way, give him 20 on the season.
If you're the Cardinals, those are just killer RBIs right there. Phillies scoring all their runs in this game with 2 outs. It looked like they were dodging a bullet there. And then Ryan Howard gets a big hit, and all of a sudden 2 more go up. And you know you're facing Halliday. I hope all that's true.
Well, whether it's true or not, we'll find out at the end of the game. But I think that's in the minds of the Cardinals.
Right. And you see Schumacher, Tom, did a pretty good job at getting to that. He's not happy. And maybe keeping it to just 1 run.
He's been very expressive today.
He is. He was never a guy that, didn't have his emotions on his sleeve when he pitched.
Line drive toward left field, and that one is past Halliday and off the base of the wall. Howard heading to third. He'll be held there. And Jason Worth has his second extra base hit of the day. He's followed up that 3-run home run with a sizzling double to the wall and left, his 14th of the year. The Phillies have something cooking again against Kyle Loesch.
And a base open with 2 outs, and Dave Duncan is going to come out again to talk to Loesch about what they're going to do with Ibanez. With Carlos Ruiz on deck out of the 7-hole today. Loge. That was a fastball. Boy, he got all over that one. Jason Worth hits that one up in the air. That's another home run. Wind or no wind. And Ryan Howard with 2 outs gets the third easy. And double purpose visit. Looks like maybe they're going to get somebody up and throw.
That's Blake Hawksworth, who we saw earlier in this series. He's starting to stretch out in the bullpen for the Cardinals. Dave Duncan goes back to the dugout. And it looks like they're going to pitch to Ibanez, at least initially. We'll see if that stays true to form as this at-bat moves on.
Yeah, they're going to trust this veteran combination if they're going to pitch around him.
A breaking ball, low and inside. 1 ball and no strikes to Raul, who singled his last time up.
Right, in the same way they started out with Valdez in that spot and pitched around him even though they got him out. They just start the same way with Ibanez. If you're a hitter, that's what you're thinking.
Breaking ball and another ball. 2-0.
That's when they put them on. Sometimes they fall behind. They'll just whistle out to the catcher and say put them on.
Howard's on third. Worth is on second. Phillies lead it 5-1. In the air to right field. Stabenoa stammering out there, rolling to the right field line, makes the catch, and the inning is over. But the Phillies get 2 more on a 2-run single by Ryan Howard. They strand 2 in scoring position. Here's the swing that has given the Phillies. Sport of baseball. Robin Roberts passed away at the age of 83. Robin, who won 286 games during his career. That's only part of the story. He had 305 complete games. And Wheels, he was the boyhood idol for a lot of folks that grew up in Philadelphia. And I would have to say it's not only a sad day for the Phillies family, but for a whole lot of Phillies fans. And he would have loved that play right there by Chase Utley because he loved this team.
I'm one of them. He was one of my favorite. The thing about Robbie is, you know, sometimes when you really look at somebody as a hero, you meet them and they're not such a hero anymore. He was still great. What a wonderful, wonderful man. And, you know, it just hurts.
Saw him in spring training this past March. And at the age of 83, he was still keen on everything that was going on in baseball, everything that was happening with this club.
Well, we would have him on the air as a guest, and
he was tremendous.
He was so current. As you say, you know, he watched game. And the other thing about Robin was, you know, some athletes are bitter about the money guys make nowadays. They say, boy, if I had played now, or, you know, da-da-da-da. And you think, you know, what good's that going to do? Robin never, ever, ever talked that way. And he understood why guys don't pitch complete games now, that the game has changed from the game that he played, that he participated in, instead of putting guys down now that don't pitch complete games, because it's different. And that was there were so many things that I personally admired about him from knowing him so well for so long. And that's something to me that always stood out about him. Never, ever, ever a trace of bitterness in that man.
Well, elected to baseball's Hall of Fame in 1976. And he loved watching this team. He loved watching Roy Halladay in a Phillies uniform. He would have loved that pitch right there to Nick Stavinoa. And according to Larry Shank, Phillies longtime vice president of communications, Robin watched last night's ball game.
Well, he did.
And his family found him earlier today. And boy,
you knew he watched games when you would get around him because he knew the guys. He knew what was going on. And appropriately enough, from Springfield, Illinois, and Jason Worth from Springfield, Illinois, having a big game. Robin Roberts Stadium in Springfield, Illinois. And, oh well, you know, he was great. He was so much fun to be around.
Well, the game of baseball has lost two giant ambassadors in the last several days, and Ernie Harwell, longtime Tigers announcer, and of course Robin today. He'll be on everybody's minds throughout this afternoon as the wind blows that one away from Valdez. He tracks it, makes the catch. It's a 1-2-3 inning. Robin Roberts, the greatest Philadelphia right-handed pitcher of all time, with 234 wins in a Phillies uniform. And please submit your answer on the subject line. Wheels, the question is, what was former Cardinal Philly Arnold Ray Bake McBride's first and true nickname?
His first nickname?
Yeah. Wasn't Bake? Wasn't Shake and Bake? Answer will be revealed in the 7th inning.
Was it Sweetness?
It was not Sweetness. That was taken by somebody else at that time.
Yeah, he'll be in here in the 4th,
That's right. Carlos Ruiz leads it off here in the 3rd. Phillies lead at 5-1.
I don't know. We used to kid him around, call him Arnie. He just look at you with that look that Bake can give you. Won't be calling me Arnie.
That man could run.
Oh, he was a good guy, Tom. You like Bake. Yeah, he could really fly. His knees got bad. He could run with anybody.
Ruiz bends back. 2-1 the count. Carlos doubled his first time up against Kyle Loesch, who has allowed 5 runs on 7 hits through the first 2 innings. Chopper toward 3rd. Big hop for David Freese. And 1 away. So 1 out here in the 3rd. Oh, there's the fanatic entertaining the crowd. Behind the 3rd base dugout. He had a real active night last night because it was Cinco de Mayo. Here's Wilson Valdez, who grounded the 3rd, his first time up 0 for 1. Phillies sent 8 men to the plate in the first inning. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2 to Valdez. Phillies are waiting before they make a decision on Juan Castro, who left last night's ball game with a strained hamstring injury. They continue to evaluate him to see whether they need to put him on the disabled list and maybe bring somebody else up from AAA. But Valdez is going to get some at-bats the next couple of days, and he's down on strikes for the second out. Phillies baseball is brought to you by AT&T. Rethink possible. By the Quality Plus Ford dealers. By McDonald's. McCafe your day at McDonald's with a new McCafe Frappe. And by Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of the Phillies. 2 outs, nobody on here at the bottom of the third. Roy Halladay will bat. Halliday led off the second by reaching on an error by the shortstop Tyler Green.
Wound up scoring that one of those 2-out runs, both unearned on the board, and 2 big runs to add on to the total today for the Phillies.
Breaking ball outside, 2-1 the count to Halliday. Halliday has really embraced the chance to take some swings in the National League. He's been on base in 4 or 5 of his 6 starts so far this year.
And the one thing he wants to do is learn how to bunt, be a good bunter, because you know he'll help himself more that way than with hits.
The 2-2 pitch to him. Down and away, 3-2.
He'll be called on to put a bunt down in key situations, maybe in 1-run games, close games. And, you know, it's something that he's going to have to learn. Now, there's Halliday, and Halliday is at the plate.
Halliday just fouled it off his foot to remain alive. 3-2 the count. Well, I think that when Roy Halladay enters a city for the first time, if you haven't seen him for a while, the phrase holiday or the name Halliday will be used quite often.
Oh, yeah.
Bounces it to a shortstop. Tyler Green has it. And Halliday is retired to finish off this third. 1, 2, 3 go the Phillies here in the third. We move on to the fourth, and the Phillies lead it by 4.
running puts pressure on the defense and the pitcher. But if you're reticent about running, nothing's going to happen. So you got to try to. You don't, like I said, a good base stealer doesn't even have to steal the base. If he's out there and takes some kind of attention away from the pitcher's focus on the hitter, he's still doing a good job.
That ball, you think, got in the sun there a little bit with Jason Worth? Yeah,
the sun, and then he got the wind carried a little bit too. But we can't expect Jason even to make those plays anyway. But when the elements come in and Mother Nature comes in, it's very difficult at times.
Count as 2 balls and 2 strikes to Matt.
He was with LA, and he was a very good defensive outfielder at that particular time early in his career. And today, I think he has such unlimited ability. He hasn't really developed into the player that he's yet to become.
Well, Matt Halliday reaches on a base hit up the middle, so that'll bring David Freese to the plate with nobody out. Here at the top of the 4th inning, we're talking with Davey Lopes, Phillies first base coach. And the Phillies leading this one 5-1. Davey, when you were with the Dodgers as a player, and even throughout your major league career, when you knew you had a good team and you're playing a team, let's say like the Cardinals, as the Phillies are in this series, is this a good litmus test early in the season to see where you are as a ball club?
Well, I think everybody uses it as a barometer earlier, but I really don't put too much play in that, because when you get into the playoffs, it's a totally different element, and there's a lot of intangible things that come into play that don't necessarily happen during the course of the season.
How about on that infield play when you're changing the different shortstops, Davey? How difficult is it for the second baseman to be in tune with them on double play balls? Saw a little mix-up yesterday, last night's game with Castro.
Well, Jimmy and Chase do an excellent job. They know each other's idiosyncrasies. They know where each other's going to feed them the ball, and because they play together so long together, they work so well together. And when you get someone new coming in, it takes a little bit of an adjustment. Sometimes a guy just flips the ball a little differently, got a little more spin on it or whatever, but it just takes a little time and practice. And hopefully Jimmy can get that leg fixed very quickly and get back to us as soon as possible.
Freese with a swing and a miss at that breaking ball by Roy Halladay. 1 away here in the 4th inning. Yeah, it's interesting, Dave. I mean, you played so many years with Bill Russell. It was as if you guys could roll to any park that you wanted to, and you could turn a double play because you guys were so used to each other.
Yeah, and we were both center fielders, and we were both converted by the same gentleman, Monty Baskel, at the time. So we got some really good tutelage, and I knew exactly where Billy was going to be on every single play. He knew where I was going to be. And that's what happens when you play together for 8+ years. You kind of get an idea, and if you don't, you're not very smart.
Colby Rasmus, the hitter, he popped out to second his first time up, so he's 0 for 1. 5-1 Phillies here at the top of the 4th inning. Halliday delivers one at the knees, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Davey, going back to the aggressiveness, do you talk to guys about it on a daily basis, just to say, hey, listen, if we get in this situation, let's see if we can get something going, even if it's a guy like Yadier Molina, who's such a good catcher?
Well, to be honest with you, Thomas, I don't really mind his catching. It really doesn't factor in. It only factors in if the pitcher's giving him an opportunity to throw out the base runners. I just look at the pitcher and see if I can pick up some kind of idiosyncrasy and how quickly he gets to the plate or how quickly he is to first base. If a guy's 1.6 or 1.5 plus, there's no reason why we shouldn't attempt to steal a base and be successful. I don't care if it's Yadier Molina behind it, Rodriguez, whomever, Johnny Bench comes back or whatever. It doesn't make any difference. I mean, there's a presence definitely behind it because he is well respected by his peers, Molina or any great catcher. But a base stealer, he's cocky. He doesn't give a damn who's behind the plate.
Well, another strikeout for Halliday as he gets Rasmus looking there. And I guess that's all part of what you're saying, David. Just putting pressure. Even the thought of that pressure will hurt the pitcher at some point.
Well, I think that's what the game's about. You got to put pressure on the defense at any particular time. Running does that. And you don't do it by jogging the first base or rounding the base 2 feet around the base after you get a single. You got to put pressure. And the only way to put pressure on a defensive team is with aggressive running. And the teams that do that, they can capitalize on a mistake as soon as it's made, rather than saying, whoa, I should have gone. Again, that's what I would like for us to do a little bit more of, and I believe we will do that as the season progresses.
How about with that pitcher holding the ball? Is that a little bit more difficult to steal? And a lot of pitchers have been doing that against this club.
Well, holding is probably a better technique than just about anything else that a pitcher can do. But again, the good base stealer, he will make adjustments and he will get the job done. I mean, he'll find a way to get it done. But sooner or later, they're going to realize they can't continue to do the same thing over and over again. And pitchers don't really like to hold. I mean, this is coming from the bench. You got to realize this is the manager or the pitcher coach or someone else calling those signs, dictating that kind of movement or lack of movement.
All right, David, we appreciate it as always, and we'll talk to you again down the road.
Okay, Thomas, thanks a lot.
All right, Davey Lopes, our guest here in the top of the 4th inning with the Phillies leading at 5-1. The count, no balls at 2 strikes to Jason LaRue. Down and away, 1-2. And, you know, Davey, we talk to him on a daily basis about the base stealing. The Phillies have always stolen 8 bases, and he takes a lot of pride in his team being aggressive, as he says, and he thinks it's a big part of the success of this team.
Yeah, no doubt, and he makes no excuses and gives no excuses and says the guys basically should be stealing a little bit more than what they have been going.
Soft roller left side. Polanco cuts it off. Short way to second. In time to get Halliday. And the inning is over. For the Cardinals, no runs, 1 hit. Roy Halliday strands 1. Middle of the 4th. It's the Phillies 5 and the Cardinals 1. The Phillies. Oh, the sold-out crowd here at Citizens Bank Park. Final game of this 4-game series between the Phillies and the Cardinals. We go to the bottom of the 4th, and it is Seis de Mayo, which around these parts is a holiday in its own right because it's not only Willie Mays' birthday, but Sarge, it's L.A.'s birthday also.
Yeah, we were trying to actually have the fanatic kind of let him taste the cake by putting it right in his face, but he decided against it.
Look at this. Dean Kaminsky right there, our camera operator. It's his birthday. Dean and George Clooney. Now, those two names go together. They were born the same year. Larry, of course, was born in 1953. He's 57 today, and he looks outstanding, doesn't he, Sarge?
Well, that's a matter of opinion. Oh, he is looking pretty good there. He's cut that mustache. He even talks about his hair even growing back.
Well, happy birthday, L.A. There he is.
There's that hair. No mustache.
Chopper towards second. It stays down on Schumacher. And one away. Looks like Larry received a cell phone for his birthday because it looked like he was trying to get it to work there. Hey, speaking of cell phones, maybe Larry is trying to get At Bat 2010 from MLB.com. It's available on your iPhone, your iPod Touch, your BlackBerry, or your Android. It features play-by-play video highlights and live audio broadcasts. Visit Phillies.com today on your iPhone, iPod Touch, Android, or BlackBerry for details. One out, and here's Placido Polanco, who takes a curve for a strike at the outside corner. Polanco's fly to center. He's also struck out. And he's a little late on that one, and he's in the hole 0-2.
Loesch has had that breaking ball up in the zone for the guys most of the day. Usually has that breaking ball down. Not able to spot that fastball. Another reason he has 84 pitches. Just off the corner.
The Phillies have also put some pretty good swings on the pitches when he's within the zone. And their approach against Loesch has been very good today. I guess you could say it's really been good this series against the Cardinals pitchers, although neither team has really lit it up on the scoreboard offensively. But the pitching for both teams, maybe aside from Loesch today, and the back end of the first game against the Cardinals has been really good all the way around.
Yeah, well, good pitching will stop good hitting any day of the week.
Polanco pops it up. Foul territory. Down the right field line. Pujols on the run. And it's out of play. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard later on today in the National League East, Tim Hudson will be opposed by Scott Olson down in D.C. Hudson is 8-1 in his career against the Nationals with a 1.55 earned run average. Matt Cain and Ricky Nolasco go at it down in Florida at 7-10 tonight. Aaron Rowan, his last 10 games against the Marlins, he's made a few great catches. He has 4 home runs and 15 RBIs. He's done a lot of damage even in this series for the Giants against the Florida Marlins. Phillies are a game and a half up over the New York Mets to begin play today in the division. Polanco hits it hard right between the legs of Freese and into left field. Placido's aboard with 1 out here in the 4th inning.
See how he's going to score this. That's what you call a hot shot. One of the reasons they call it the hot corner is the ball goes between his legs. Almost takes his leg off. Look at, he's smart enough to get that leg out of the way. Just didn't get his glove down. As he takes a look at it, like I can't believe it.
Now they're going to charge an error to David Freese. Second error of the game for the Cards. I don't know if he didn't see it because of the background or what, but Sarge, he didn't react until the ball was right on him. Chase Utley takes a fastball for strike 1.
Well, you're right. He didn't see it. You could tell after he got that glove down, he knew that it had a chance to hit his leg. He was getting that out of the way.
Chase has singled and scored. He's also flied to left. And he has to get out of the way of that pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike. Polanco and Pujols, former teammates with the Cardinals. One and 2 the count out, Lee, here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Phillies on top by 4. And again, Chase has to shift out of the way, and it evens the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ryan Howard waits on deck. Chase stays alive. You know, Sarge, you look at these two teams, and if you look at the last 7 years, these have been two of the best teams in the National League. You know, obviously with the Phils winning 3 straight National League East titles, you know they would be in the mix. The Cardinals have been very productive under Tony La Russa. Last 7 years, the Phillies have averaged 88 wins per season. The Cardinals have averaged 89 wins per season. That could be 2. Green has it, but nobody's at second. He takes it to the bag himself, and because of that, he has no chance to turn the double play. Schumacher, the second baseman, was shifted over because they were playing Utley to pull, and Green didn't realize it until it was too late.
Yeah, Schumacher might have forgot how many outs it was. He's saying 2 outs now, but you're right. He didn't break at all on the base. Take a look now at your second baseman. Now he's getting ready to flip it. Now he realizes he has to come by then when you run over way too late.
Yeah, I don't even know if he had run over right away if he could have turned the double play.
It would have been difficult.
Ryan Howard is the batter. All right, because we've changed an awful lot of the decisions today. We've changed another one. Placido Polanco reaches base in this inning, not on an error by David Freese, but on a base hit. So if you're scoring at home, you can make that change. Each team now with 1 error apiece, and the Phillies with 8 hits. Polanco will be happy about that. He's 1 for 3 instead of 0 for 3.
Yeah, well, the difficult thing, scorekeeper here today seems to be flipping a coin.
That one's hit hard. Another base hit for Howard into right field. Chase is on his way to third, and he's there standing. So Ryan is 2 for 2. He's got a couple RBIs and a run scored. And again, the Phillies have something cooking against Kyle Loesch. It's his 13th 2-hit game, Ryan's, of the season. He's among the leaders in the National League.
He came up with a big 2-out base hit. Shows you how hard that he hits that ground ball as it scoots through. 100 pitches. Boy.
Well, we're just in the 4th inning. Loesch has had a tough day. Jason Worth has 2 hits today. 3-run home run, a double. Up for the 3rd time, and he takes a breaking ball for a strike. Jason now has 5 hits and 13 at-bats in this series. That leaves over at third. Ryan Howard's at first with 2 men down here in the home 4th. Nice play by LaRue to keep Utley at third, and it's 2-1.
We're starting to get a lot of breaking balls. He's hit 2 fastballs, 1 out of the ballpark, 1 for a double. But hitting that ball out to right field really put something in that pitcher's mind, and that's how you get good pitches. End up hitting the pitcher, hitting him good, and when he throws to you, he's more apt to make a mistake.
I guess Jason figured that he was going to get a pitch to hit in his first at bat because they kind of worked around Ryan Howard and decided in the pick your poison category that it would be easier to get the right-handed hitting Jason Worth than the lefty Ryan Howard. Must feel good as a hitter to make him pay like that.
Oh, it sure does.
And Jason's down on strikes. He went after one off the outside part of the plate, and the inning is over. No runs, 2 hits, 2 men left. We've played 4, and the Phillies lead it by 4. First one of the year earlier this series against the Cardinals. It's the Hatfield Dollar Dog Nights, and the next one is coming May 17th at 7:05 when the Pirates are in town. After that, June 7th at 7:05 when the Padres are here. You can order your tickets now by logging on to Phillies.com. Oh, we've got a pinch hitter for Kyle Loesch here in the top of the 5th, Ryan Ludwig. So Loesch is done after 4 innings. He threw more than 100 pitches this afternoon. He allowed 9 hits and 5 runs. And Ludwig, who's 0 for 12 in the series, fouls the first pitch off, and it's 0-1.
Well, Loesch didn't have his control, and a lot of times you're facing that number 1 on the opposition, and they score runs like the Phillies did, has a tendency to put you to sleep.
Off the foot of Ludwig, and it's 0-2. Sarge, I know this game is so much mental, but if you have Roy Halladay on the hill and you watch his team score 5 runs in the first 4 innings and you're down 5-1, even if you are a good team, and the Cardinals are, does that fry you mentally?
Well, it does, because you know it's difficult to get things started. Usually they don't walk a lot of hitters. Difficult to get 3-4 hits in a row off your number 1s.
There's Hawksworth. Looks like he'll be the next pitcher for the Cardinals at the bottom of the 5th. And a call, strike 3. That one spun right back over the heart of the plate. And Ludwig is rung up for out number 1. Now, speaking of cashing it in, the Powerball is up to $80 million. Wednesday and Saturday nights is when the drawings take place. So get your tickets today. One out. Here's Tyler Green. He lines the first pitch toward right, and here comes Jason Worth, and he'll knock it down. And Green is aboard with a 1-out single. So that's the 5th hit allowed by Halliday this afternoon.
Well, that's his ball as he comes in. Does a good job. Look at that, keeping the ball in front of him. If he gets by him, automatic double, maybe triple. I think that wind just killed the ball as it was going out to right field.
Skip Schumacher's 1 for 2. And he takes a pitch low. 1 ball and no strikes. I know there are times when you're facing the other team's ace and you're down by 4 that you can chip away. But I thought your point about just trying to get something started is difficult. And when you don't, as each inning goes by, it's even more deflating.
Oh, just demoralizes you, and especially when he starts making good pitches, and you know, again, they don't usually start walking a lot of batters.
Outside, ball 3.
And the way to get back in the game is for your pitcher to walk batters. Want to make them hit to get on.
I mentioned during the outset of the telecast that Halliday had only had 1 3-0 count this entire year, and he has one here in the 5th, and he eventually walks Skip Schumacher. So 2 runners aboard for the Cardinals. Hey, after the game, get expert analysis from former Philly Ricky Vitalico, plus exclusive clubhouse reactions on Phillies Post-Game Live, presented by Sloan Toyota, right here on Comcast Sportsnet. 1 away, 2 runners on. Nick Stavinoa, 1 for 2 today against Roy Halladay. Struck out his last time up. And he takes a breaking ball for a strike. It's 0-1. Well, after post-game live at 5 o'clock, Michael Barkan will be hosting Daily News Live. Michael taking in today's ball game. He's doing some research, Sarge, making sure that he's on top of his game.
Looking busy.
On the outside corner, 0-2.
So it makes him so tough. He doesn't have to throw a fastball for a strike. That one was a fastball. Started him off. with a breaking ball, has that sharp breaking ball and late break on it, that's what, again, makes it difficult to hit.
Swing and a miss, and Stavinoa's down on strikes, 2 away. I guess that goes to your point about being around the strike zone. You get the hitter a little antsy as you get ahead in the count.
Yeah, that ball here is down and away as he has great location on it. You can see the downward plane. If you bail up at the plate, impossible to hit the ball. It's just not going to happen on a consistent basis.
Well, now Pujols with 2 runners on and 2 outs. Albert takes a curve for a strike. It's 0-1. He's really been backing off that curve.
Yeah, he's been flinching quite a bit.
There's former Flyer Chris Therien. A bunch of folks here at the game today.
Oh, yeah. Great day for a ball game. They've given him a steady diet of fastball on the inside part of the plate that would make him bail on curveballs coming right at him.
1 ball, 1 strike, the count to Pujols.
Even though he hasn't had a lot of hits in the series, still a hitter that you have to pay a lot of attention to. Still got to make your pitches to him.
Oh, good pitch there. Took a little off, and it's 2-2.
Boy, I got to tell you, that ball is just falling out of the zone. And that's what you would almost call a predictable count, where you're going to get a fastball. Pujols looking for that pitch out in front of a all-speed pitch.
Crowd getting behind Roy Halladay. He has 5 strikeouts so far today. Looking for an out here with 2 runners aboard. The 2-2 in the dirt gets by Ruiz. And the runners will move up to second and third. So a wild pitch charge to Halladay. And Ruiz going to go out to the mound with Green at third base and Schumacher at second base.
Albert's been swinging at a lot of high fastballs and popping them up. Not able to get on top of that ball so far in the series. One of the reasons he has been popping them up.
Matt Halladay waiting on deck. Three-two pitch. Just missed off the inside corner. Halladay wanted it. Pujols walks. Ooh, he says something to Mike Everett. That was a really close pitch. And Everett's here now for the Phillies dugout. The bases are now loaded. It's the second walk of the inning for Halladay. See what you think.
Where this pitch is.
Oh boy, that's a good pitch.
You can tell, you can see now that Ruiz not moving the glove at all on that pitch.
Halladay just snapped that ball back from Carlos Ruiz. Charlie said his piece. He may not have said his last piece to Mike Everett. On the hands, 1 ball and 1 strike. The bases are loaded all the way around. He is just bearing down on these hitters. Lower and lower with constant movement. And it's 1-2.
Well, he has been around that plate. Crowd always gets into it, especially with 2 strikes, 2 outs on the batter. Well, you can get him on a breaking ball. It would be away, Harlan away. Fastball up out of the zone. Has a tendency to swing at those pitches.
1-2 the count to Halliday. He checked his swing. It's in the dirt. They appeal. No swing, says Andy Fletcher. And it's 2-2. Boy, that is a tough pitch to hold up on because you got so many things as a hitter going through your mind as it's coming to the plate.
Yeah, if that ball is closer to the plate, started outside, you can see how it goes down. Great stop there by Ruiz as he moves his feet to get in front of that, using the glove. Big pitch right here.
Another 3-ball count for Halliday in this inning. And it means the runners will be off with the next pitch.
Now that one was a ball, as you saw the movement coming in on the inside. Well, he's not afraid to throw that breaking ball here or his changeup.
Calls that breaking ball his jam pitch. Means get out of a jam. Well, he's in a jam right now. The runners will go. There they go. The pitch. Swing and a foul ball. It was a fastball. The Cardinals are making Roy Halladay work here in the 5th inning. Runners go again. Swing and a miss. He got him on a curve. Matt Halliday way out in front. And Roy Halladay picks up another strikeout. He'll have a word with Mike Evert before he goes back to the dugout. He strands the bases loaded here in the top of the 5th inning. He struck out 3 batters in the Bank Park, and the schedule widens down with 3 against the Cleveland Indians beginning Tuesday, June 22nd at 7:05. 2 night games and a day game. Thursday the 24th at Citizens Bank Business Person Special. You can get your tickets now by logging on to Phillies.com. And as we've told you over and over again, tickets are moving very quickly for home games here at the ballpark. And if you want to get to the Indians games, well, then log on to Phillies.com. How about this? Roy Halladay, we mentioned, went right to Mike Evert before he went back to the dugout. Sarge, what is he saying here?
I'm sure he's saying that ball's on the plate. He did crack a little bit of a smile there simply because he got out of that inning. And anytime you do with the bases loaded, you got to feel pretty good. Just probably asking him, where do I have to throw it for it to be a strike?
Now, if you're the umpire, you're confident in saying, I thought that pitch was off the plate.
Yeah, he's going on Albert Pujols. Probably any other hitter than Albert. You got a good chance of being rung up.
Raul Ibanez leads it off against Blake Hawksworth, the new pitcher for the Cards. Ibanez 1 for 2. He singled his first time up, and he popped out to right his last time to the plate. Kyle Loesch went 4 innings. He allowed 9 hits and 5 runs. 3 of the runs were earned. Walked 1, struck out 3. He threw a lot of pitches today.
Yep.
In the air to right field. Boy, did he turn on that one. Ibanez gone into the second deck. Wow, what a blast by Raul. Second home run of the season. And the Phillies lead it 6-1.
Wow. Well, that's another swing that you can get yourself going on. Ibanez picking on a high fastball. He drives in his 900th run of his career. Watch this high fastball. He gets on top of it, expecting the fastball. Here it is again. Whoop. Just listen to the sound of it. Second deck is right. Well, he had a little more distance to go.
It's 5 or 6 rows into that second deck, folks. That is a long home run.
Well, you get out of the bases loaded, come back right away. First hitter hits that home run. Opposition starts to sink a little bit more in the sand.
Oh, Carlos Ruiz, a cue shot. He better run that one out. It just goes foul. Oh, boy. That ball was moving every which way. Looked like it hit a little grass because it was spinning so much. It spun right back toward the first baseline. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's Hawksworth's numbers. 10th game, no wins, 1 loss. His earned run average will go up a little bit. In fact, it's at 3.48 after that home run by Raul Ibanez. And 1-2 the count to Ruiz.
Well, he'll get back in the dugout and say, hey, I thought you said he couldn't hit the high fastball. Well, he's been missing it and caught up with that one. Nice swing that he put on it.
Carlos Ruiz fouls one off. That's the second home run that Hawksworth has allowed in this series. You want to remember what the first one was? Here it is. That's the game winner by Ruiz.
Didn't get out by much, but it doesn't count how far it goes out as long as it does. Jumps on home plate. It's a big hit.
Must be a great feeling to have your teammates waiting for you there. Carlos lines one, a base hit. He's feeling pretty good against Hawksworth. Carlos with 2 hits today from the number 7 spot.
Well, he's been a lot more patient at the plate, evident of the walks that he has. He's going to get better as a hitter. He's still learning himself. Does a great job, however, behind the plate, calling the pitches for the pitchers.
Here's Valdez, who's 0 for 2. A ground out and a strikeout this afternoon. As play began today, the Cardinals had the best record in the National League, 18-10. Phillies with 16 wins, the Giants with 16 wins. Phillies talked about this homestand and the fact that they had 10 games together. 3 against the Mets, 4 against the Cardinals, 3 against the Braves coming up this weekend. And how important it was to get some wins because they hadn't played too much at home in the month of April. So if they can pull out a victory here, take 3 or 4 from the Cardinals, this would be a good start to the homestand. Valdez is doubled up around the horn, 5-4-3.
Davey saying he came up off of the bag. Said he came up high. That's going to bring Charlie out.
Well, Andy Fletcher and Charlie Manuel had a meeting the other night, and Andy threw Charlie out of the ball game. A lot of times the manager will go on his coaches.
Oh, that's exactly right. Doesn't want to talk to Charlie.
No, he doesn't.
see exactly where it is and whether or not he did come up.
Davey's right. He's off the bag.
Right. Yeah, he is right.
Valdez probably hurt his cause a little bit by looking at the play at second. Might have slowed him up just a little bit. Well, 2 outs here in the 5th. The Cardinals get a break on that double play, and here's Roy Halladay, and it's no balls and 2 strikes to Roy. Halliday's reached base on an error by the shortstop Tyler Green, and he's grounded to shortstop. And he's down on strikes. Fastball at 94, and the inning is over. But Raul Ibanez gives Halliday another room to work with. A solo home run to start off this inning. We go to the 6th with the Phillies leading at 6-1. The Phillies lineup on any given night can explode. It did again this week. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. We're here for you every step of the way. Oh, the Phillies offense has exploded again. Double digits in hits, 11 overall, 6 runs. And as we move to the top of the 6th inning, the Phillies lead the Cardinals 6-1. How about the starting pitchers, Sarge, during these last 3 games? And, you know, in all honesty, you could throw Joe Blanton's outing in there, too, because I thought he pitched really well in Game 1.
There's no doubt he did pitch a great game, gave his team a chance to be able to win, but you like those going deep into the ball game. Cole pitched an outstanding ball game. Looked like he's got his fastball.
Blanton gave up 4 earned runs, 1 earned run through the first 6 innings of his outing, his first outing. But after that, Cole, Kyle, and now Roy Halladay have really put together some pretty good outings. 0-1 the count to David Freese, and that pitch misses inside and low, and it's 1-1.
Roy Halladay doesn't have a lot of history with some of the younger players, but he'll be putting them in the book and make the adjustment the next time he sees them. That's when it's a thrill, though, for a young kid when you're facing some of the pitchers that you've looked at on television. Some of the ones you see you don't want to face. Like a Bob Gibson. That would give you nightmares. Wasn't afraid to knock you down and had a good slider.
That one just missed again, and it's 3-2. That's the 6-3 ball count for Halliday. These guys taking in every sight and sound of this ball game. If they get a little bored, they have brought some trucks along for the ride too.
Got to keep them occupied.
There's going to come a point where there's not going to be any trucks needed. This game will capture his imagination for days to come. And ball 4, Freeze draws the leadoff walk.
Pretty good at bat by the youngster, laying off that breaking ball.
Hey, the San Diego Padres, who are among the leaders in the National League West, they have 17 wins. Well, they'll be in town for a 4-game series beginning Friday, June 4th at 7:05. Sunday the 6th is the Expedix Shane Victorino foam finger for fans 15 and over. And then the 7th, as we told you, is a Hatfield Dollar Dog Night. Get your tickets now by logging on to Phillies.com. Here's Colby Rasmus, who's 0 for 2. He's popped to second. He's also struck out. By the way, that walk by Roy Halladay, his 3rd in the last 2 innings. He's got 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. As Carlos took a piece of that foul ball. See if that mask is damaged at all.
Well, anytime that ball comes off the mask, it just jars your whole head. That's why they tell you when it's coming in, don't turn your head because you get it on the side.
And a call, strike 3, 7 strikeouts for Halliday. Well, if you asked him today, he'd probably tell you that he doesn't have his best stuff because he's walked 3. He only walked 4 in his previous 6 starts, but he also can just step back into form and deal just like right there.
Well, he can because he can get so many pitches over the plate and quality pitches right on the outside part of the plate.
Here's Jason LaRue, hitless in 2 official at-bats, but he does have an RBI.
And he throws in just enough to be able to keep that hitter from going on the outside corner.
Toward third base, Polanco's got it. That could be 2. Utley at second for 1, and easy around the horn. 5-4-3 double play. So after the leadoff walk, Roy Halladay is able to erase the Cardinals. We played 5.5. The Phillies lead it. Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDealer.com. Head by Southwest Airlines. Go to Southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. Another sellout crowd here at Citizens Bank Park. Phillies lead it 6-1. Their offense has been in control today. Roy Halladay has been in control and has worked out of some jams. In fact, he has stranded 4 runners today. Or excuse me, 6 runners today, but 4 in the last 3 innings. And got a big double play to finish up the 6th. Shane Victorino leads it off against Blake Hawksworth. And Shane today is 1 for 3. He doubled and scored back in the second. That one's in the air to center. And Rasmus, with the sunglasses on, makes the grab. Cardinals as a team are relying on a couple of youngsters, including Rasmus and David Freese over at third base, Brendan Ryan at shortstop. It's kind of a credit to them, Sarge, that they're able to win games the way they have this year, because they do have so many young players that are part of this lineup.
Yeah, the test is going to come when they go into a slump. They haven't done it before, but you know, you're right. You get youngsters that are playing the way they are, it makes it easier for the veterans. Don't have to do as much, but more importantly, the younger kids get confidence. The more confidence you get and the hits you get, the easier it is to play in the major leagues.
Polanco fouls one off. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. I guess every successful team goes through spurts where they need to have the influx of young players in their lineup.
Well, you look at the New York Yankees, they're starting to get pretty old. But you have to have some infusion of younger guys. But you like them to come up, but you also like them to be able to play. And these kids, evident of the way that they're hitting, have been pretty steady since the season has started.
Polanco lines one down the right field line. It slices out of play. I say that because, you know, in the years to come, the Phillies, you know, may have to have certain positions where they're going to have to get a little younger too, because, you know, guys may move on and, you know, guys may retire.
Yeah, well, that's why you have that minor league system, and hopefully you'll be able to plug in guys at different positions.
Way outside, 3-2 to Polanco. Polanco hits it hard, but it's right at Schumacher, the second baseman. He throws him out. Second out of the inning. So after allowing a run in his first inning of relief with Kyle Loesch, Hawksworth has got the first 2 batters here in the 6th. And here comes Chase Utley. Back in the first inning with 2 outs, Chase reached on a single. And then eventually came around to score on a 3-run home run by Jason Worth. In all, the Phillies sent 8 men to the plate in that first. Scored the 3 runs with 2 outs, and that kind of set the tone for this game. They also scored their 2 runs in the second with 2 outs. And they brought 7 guys to the plate in that second inning.
Good teams, they will tack on, and this is a good team. Still collectively, still trying to find their strokes and hitting the ball, and when they do, boy, I tell you, it just makes it easier for the pitchers. They're going to score runs. Look at Utley, you know, he's going to start to hit the ball even better. Not bad now, 291. But he'll start to get it where he'll be getting those 2 hits a game. Howard, same way.
Back toward the middle. Diving stop by Green. To his feet, and his throw goes wide. And Chase is safe at first. Kind of have to separate that play if you're a scorer, because Green did a nice job getting to the play. That was a tough one. But then he got to his feet and had plenty of time to make the throw and couldn't make the throw. So they're going to charge an error to Tyler Green. And Chase is aboard with 2 outs.
Well, he actually hit the ball right where he wanted to. Hit it hard right up the middle. Tony La Russa coming out.
That's going to be it for Hawksworth. Cardinals had a left-hander loosening up in the bullpen. It looked like Trevor Miller was tossing. So Hawksworth's day is done. He'll give the baseball to Tony La Russa. This is an AT&T call to the bullpen. The Phillies lead it 5-5. 2 outs here in the 6th, and they've got a base runner. Sunshiny afternoon. Take a look at some of the shades that folks are wearing just to shield their eyes from the sunshine.
Well, you got to have them, young and old.
Everybody's got their own style. And from the players to the fans, everybody has a very distinct look. That's our Coors Light freeze cam.
I like that.
How come you're not wearing your sunglasses today?
I have them, but I don't think I need them right now. I should do that sometime, huh?
Just wear them on the air?
Yeah, why not?
Trevor Miller's the new pitcher. This is his 9th game. A 3.60 earned run average, and he's got Utley picked off. Pujols steps in onto the grass, and an easy throw to second, and Chase is caught stealing to finish up this 6th inning. For the Phils, no runs, no hits, nobody left. We've played 6. Phillies lead it by 5. Phillies lead at 6-1 as we start the top of the 7th. John Jay is the pinch hitter for St. Louis. He'll pinch hit for Trevor Miller, who will be credited with the 3rd of an inning and a caught stealing for Chase Utley. That is something that is worth noting, because Chase had not been caught stealing since 2008, when the Washington Nationals caught him trying to steal second base.
Yeah, he and Davey Lopes were talking between innings during that pitching change about Miller's move, and they thought they had something, and they didn't.
26 consecutive steals for Chase. It was the longest active streak in Major League Baseball. All the way back to 2008.
Well, Davies talked about him a lot, that he's the guy that when he goes, he almost always makes it. And by those kind of numbers, he did almost always make it. He did make it for a long time. Here you go again. And whatever they thought that they could see there, that he could go, didn't work that time. That's one of those old trivia questions. How do you win a game without throwing a pitch? Well, that's not going to happen now. But that, relief pitcher comes in, doesn't throw a pitch, picks somebody off, team takes the lead while he's a pitcher of record, and he wins the game.
Good at bat by John Jay. Down in the count 0-2, worked it to 3-2, and then gets a base hit through the right side. So he's aboard to start the 7th.
Time for our Verizon Wireless game summary. Kind of a struggle today. Kyle Loesch gave up a lot of hits. He was out of the game early. Phillies scored a lot of runs, or actually they scored 5 off Kyle today with 2 outs in the game. Jason Worth with the 3-run home run that came in the 1st inning, and then the big hit by Ryan Howard in the 2nd inning knocked in a couple. The Cardinals, you see what they are with runners in scoring position today. As mentioned, it's been a struggle for Roy Halladay, but he's been able to get out of some jams, especially when he struck out Matt Halliday.
Nice going. 3 walks for Roy Halladay so far tonight. Or today, 7 strikeouts.
He doesn't think he's walked 3.
That is true. Tyler Green, the hitter, and Green lofts one foul. And the count, no balls and 2 strikes.
But you guys think that zone's a little tight?
I thought that Mike Everett missed the pitch to Albert Pujols. I thought that was a strike. The one to Halliday with 2 strikes before he actually got him swinging, I thought that one was a little inside. But the Pujols pitch, I thought that was a strike.
Yeah. Looks like he really froze Albert with that pitch in after everything being away.
That one's way in. 1-2. Halliday's at 105 pitches. This is probably going to be his last inning.
Yeah, it's really a struggle today for him. The Cardinals are a team, they have a lot of contact hitters.
And they got him on a changeup. And Green is the 8th strikeout victim of the day for Halliday.
What, was it a changeup that he struck Halliday out on?
Curveball.
It was a curveball.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's that changeup, and he has developed a tremendous changeup since he came to the Phillies, and he really has confidence in it. He uses a lot. A wild pitch that he threw to Pujols after he'd thrown a good changeup, then threw another one that he wild pitched on.
Schumacher takes a curve outside, 1-0. See Halliday's pitch count. And you go back at the beginning of Roy Halladay's career with the Toronto Blue Jays. A lot of expectations for that Blue Jays staff. I mean, think about it. I mean, over the years, they had Roger Clemens, Pat Henkin, guys like that. But the year that Halliday emerged as a superstar with the Blue Jays, the year he won 19 games, that was 2002. That year, Chris Carpenter was the opening day starter for Toronto. And the thought was that Carpenter and Halliday would be the young foundation for that Blue Jays staff for years to come. As it turns out, Halliday won 19 games that year. Carpenter, who pitched on opening day, had 2 different stints on the DL and was never the same pitcher for Toronto again, and eventually went over to St. Louis, where he's been that perennial Cy Young Award winner. Runner goes, the 3-1, lined the opposite way. It's a base hit. Jay is going to third. Ibanez's throw is a little offline, and that enables Jay to slide in safely. And the Blue Jays have runners on first and third with 1 out.
Schumacher's one of those guys I was talking about that has really given Roy Halladay a lot of trouble today. He's a contact hitter and with a good eye. He keeps running deep counts the way he did again. It looks like Roy's trying all kinds of different pitches to get him out, and he just hasn't had a whole lot of luck with him today.
Well, and again, the Cardinals have base runners, and now Chad Durbin is going to start to loosen in the pen here in the 7th with 1 out. Stavino, the batter, and he swings and fouls the first pitch off his leg.
They keep playing with fire because all these base runners and Pujols and Halliday keep coming in. Boy, that wind is really blowing hard from left to right. Flags are standing straight out.
Swing and a miss, and Stavino is down on strikes. Boy, he was overmatched in that at-bat. 9 strikeouts for Halliday.
Well, keep talking about Schumacher being a tough out. That guy hasn't been today.
Well, since the first when he had that base hit. Hey, these lucky fans are today's Citizens 7. They will each receive a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. To find a branch near you, visit citizensbank.com.
There we go with another battle with Pujols.
With some base runners.
Yep.
Pujols has been up in 2 of his 3 at-bats with base runners. Boy, it is windy today,
Just
as we said.
And it's getting windier as the game goes along. It's really going to be tough in that for balls up in the air, and the wind is blowing a ton to right field.
Pujols was up in the first with 2 runners on and bounced into a double play. Inside corner, it's 0-1.
Yeah, that was a key spot in the game. Right out of the chute, they had a chance to hurt Halliday, and Roy got the double play ball on Pujols. Last time up, he worked that walk, and then when Halliday came up, he represented the tying run at the time.
0-1 the count to Pujols. He'll step out, a little dust in his eye, as Halliday's trying to get through this 7th inning.
The wind sometimes can make it tougher for guys to command pitches. Is that clutch?
Well, he's got 2 runners on here in the 7th. And the 1-1 pitch. Hot shot, base hit into left field. It's an RBI for Pujols. And the Cardinals are within 4. It's now 6-2 here in the 7th.
Well, the good news is, as hard as he hit that, it's just a single.
Well, that's what's happened throughout this series. He's hit the ball hard with all 4 of his hits. But they've all been, well, 3 of the 4 have been singles. The other one was a double.
Here's the first time this has happened since Roy Halladay's been here. The manager coming out with a hook.
Charlie Manuel is going to head out to the mound. 9 strikeouts for Roy Halladay. He's still hanging on to the ball. 117 pitches. Let's see how this conversation goes. If Charlie's going to make a change or if he's going to let him try to finish the inning.
Maybe he doesn't have the hook.
I think he just said that he could finish the inning.
Yeah, I thought he had the hook. Charlie's out there. Hey, you got him last time. Get him again.
Great reaction from the crowd, too, as Charlie was stepping off the mound.
Well, you got the feeling the longer he stood there and just talked, that, as you said, you know, he's going to leave him in the game, and the crowd started to anticipate that, too.
6-2 Phillies. Albert Pujols with an RBI single. It stretched his hitting streak to 11 games. Here's Matt Halliday, and it's a breaking ball rolled right side. To his left is Utley. He's got it. Throws in time to get Matt Halliday. Well, Charlie made the right decision. He left it to his ace, and his ace said, I'll get the last out. And it took just 1 pitch to get that last out. Answer. Here's the question again. What was former Cardinal Philly Arnold Ray Bake McBride's first and true nickname?
You know, I tell you that if you want to, you can learn something new every day in this game.
Yeah.
I'm about to learn something new right now.
You don't know the answer?
No clue.
You don't want to guess?
No.
You like the sport of golf, don't you?
Yeah.
How about the Callaway Kid?
Why?
Because he was born in Fulton, Missouri in Callaway County.
I knew Big McBride a long time, but never heard him called anything about Callaway.
Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner. That youngster's a winner today. No school for him. We'll make sure that we don't tell his teachers or his mom that he came to the ballpark today.
Right. They'll never know now.
Jason Mott is the new pitcher for the Cardinals, and he fires a fastball right past Ryan Howard for a strike. It's 0-1.
That was pretty neat when he sees Charlie coming out of the dugout. You know, there's no way he wants to come out of this game. It's like, you got to be kidding me. You're not taking me out of this, are you? I thought he had the hook. You know, and then they just had a little conversation, and you know, he got Halliday out in a big spot last time, so he got him out in a big spot this time.
Oh, that was a great scene, and the reaction from the fans as Charlie was coming off the mound, that was priceless. Outside, 1-2 to Ryan Howard.
Just adds to the love affair between the city of Philadelphia and old Chuck.
Well, and also his players, because, you know, obviously Roy Halladay is new to the Phillies and to Charlie Manuel, and he's gotten to know him pretty well during his first handful of outings as Howard's down on strikes. But, you know, this is the first time where he probably had to make that decision as to whether to take him out in the middle of an inning.
It was. You know, that's why I said when he's coming out, it's the first time this is going to happen. He's coming out with a hook.
As Jason Mott's numbers, he's had a good start. The converted catcher, who has appeared now in 13 games. John Jay stays in the ball game to play right field for St. Louis.
This Jason Mott, we saw him last year. He just rears back and fires.
Jason Worth is 2 for 3, and he takes a strike.
He's one of those guys that looks like he's throwing hard.
Roy Halladay and Jamie Moyer conversing in the dugout.
Bullpen stays up.
It's over 400 wins right there between those two. Up high, 2-1 the count. Jason Mott went to Iona College in New York, and he was one of the best catchers in the country in 2002. In fact, he was in the top 10.
I bet he could throw some guys out.
I would think he could.
That arm. And he probably had a little trouble with that. Probably caught a lot of breaking balls when he was back behind the plate because he couldn't hit them.
Well, it wasn't until 2006 that the Cardinals converted him to the mound. As Jason Worth slams one toward right center field, that's going to split the gap and roll to the wall. Third extra base hit of the day for Jason Worth, and it continues to be a doubles machine. His 15th already. That's beard power and a whole lot of other things right there.
Third three-hit game of the season. That was a 96-97 fastball, and that's what big league hitters do with fastballs that are straight coming right down the middle. Especially guys like Jason Worth, they rip them. And he hit that ball hard.
So with one out and a runner in scoring position, here's Raul Ibanez, who knows that right center field gap all too well. Had a triple in game 2 and eventually scored the first run for the Phillies.
He got on top of that pitch last time.
Sure did.
Wow, that thing was high.
I didn't get a distance for that home run, and they're going to walk it intentionally. But that was a long home run.
You know, Tony La Russa continuing to make these kind of moves throughout the game, and that's what you would expect in this ballpark on a windy day especially. And he can see that Halliday's probably going to be out of the game, and he still has 6 outs. So he's going to go hunting through the batting order right now for players he deems more likely outs. So he's going to walk Ibanez here. There's Roy Halladay. He's probably out of the game. We'll see. Already had him out once. And right now they decide, look, we're not going to let Ibanez beat us here. We're going to go with Ruiz, who's going to bat right-handed.
Oh, and Carlos already has 2 hits today, so we'll see if it backfires.
Yeah, and you can't blame him because this is a proper strategy to do when you're trying to keep the game right where it is on a day like this where you think maybe you can score again.
Well, let's see what Carlos is able to accomplish here. Carlos's average is up over 300 now. Came into today's game leading the league in on-base percentage, and he's not going to lose that lead. For strike 1-1. Charlie Manuel spent a lot of yesterday talking about Carlos Ruiz. He didn't start last night's game. Brian Schneider did a very nice job catching Kyle Kenrick. A lot of what Charlie was talking about with Carlos was what we talked about in our open for yesterday's telecast. It was the clutch hitting that Carlos has put together and how good he was in the postseason, and if it's carrying over to the regular season. And Charlie echoed some of the things that Sarge said earlier, that he thinks that Carlos will become a better hitter as his career progresses, and he thinks this year he's taken that step by taking all these pitches. And he loops one toward right field. That drops it for a base hit. Worth is being waved home. Here's the throw by John Jay. Cut off by Pujols. They will get Ibanez at third, but they'll trade the run for the out, and the Phillies lead it 7-2.
Yeah, and Ibanez knows, sometimes you trade a run, sometimes you don't. Whether that's a good spot or not, I don't know. But that's a great job by Carlos Ruiz. Maybe at the bottom of the order coming up like it is. There's a fastball that tails in, and he hits it. Now, Sam Perlaza saw that Jay was hanging back and was going to take that, and that's why he sent the runner from third. And I think Ibanez just kind of misread that play with 1 out.
Valdez takes a pitch for a strike. I think that Ibanez thought that Jay was still going to go all the way to the plate with this throw, that Pujols would try to get Worth.
Well, he just misread it. That he didn't see it was running out of gas. He didn't see it was going to be cut off. And, he's thinking he can get to third with less than 2 outs. But, he's already in scoring position there. You use that term, trade an out, for a run. And that's a great point. And there's times when you do that, and more than likely it's with 2 outs that you'll do those kind of things. In this case, they're still up 7-2, and they get another run out of it. But probably that's not a trade and out for a run situation.
0-2 the count to Valdez. In the dirt, LaRue blocks it. Craig Dobbs has come out in the on-deck circle for the Phillies to pinch hit for Halliday.
You're just talking about Carlos improving as a hitter, and that was a nice job he did on that pitch.
It's 3 hits today for Ruiz. Foul ball got a piece of Mike Everett, the home plate umpire.
And he caught himself a little bell ringer there. In fact, the third base umpire, Tim McClellan, just sent the third baseman Freeze in to talk to the pitcher to give this guy a little more time. You don't see that too often. Normally the catcher will go out and stall around a little bit. LaRue didn't do anything, so McClellan sent Freeze in to give him a little time. You say you haven't seen anything? I don't remember that too often.
McClellan's walking down the third base line to see if Everett's okay.
Yeah. I saw him.
LaRue's waving him back.
Yeah, I saw him. He walked up to him and he tapped him on the shoulder and said, "Go on in there." It's different.
toward right field. And that's going to drop in for a base hit. And it skips right on by John Jay. Ruiz being held at third. And Valdez is aboard with an opposite field double, his first hit of the afternoon.
That's good coaching job, too, by Sam Perlaza. The crowd's roaring, and they want it, but he was going to run him right into an out. Because Carlos was just getting to third base, and plus he knows he has a pinch hitter coming up. If Halliday is batting, and he knows Halliday's batting, he sends it. But with a pinch hitter coming up and Dobbs, no left-hander up in the bullpen, they hold him at third base and try to get more. Here's Jay, and here comes Carlos. He's giving him a chance to score him, but right there, as he's coming around third, they have the relay ready to go. And so I said that the third base coach always wants to know in that situation, are you going to hit for him or not? Pitcher's coming up, different situation.
So here's Dobbs. Dobbs had an RBI double in last night's ball game. And a fastball taken for strike one. Mott is the fourth pitcher used by Tony La Russa in today's game. Broke his bat. Looper towards second. And Schumacher takes it on a hop, and the inning is over. Phillies do get a run. They strand two here in the seventh. We've completed seven. Roy Halladay's day is done. Phillies will go to their bullpen. Toyota dealers, go Phillies, go Toyota. Toyota moving forward. By Southwest Airlines, go to southwest.com. Grab your bag, it's on. And by Thomas Jefferson University Hospitals, call 1-800-JEFF-NOW. Well, the Fanatic converted that guy from a St. Louis fan to being a Phillies fan in a matter of minutes on top of the dugout. He's also trying to get the Phillies fans to vote for their favorite Philly for this year's All-Star game. Chad Durbin will take over for Roy Halladay here in the top of the eighth inning. 10th ball game for Chad. He's pitched well, an earned run average of 2.19. He's walked 5, but a lot of his walks have come of late. Early on this season, he wasn't walking anybody.
And his job is to come in, throw strikes, and send everybody home. And you could conceivably see him pitch 2 innings if he's effective here.
Yeah, the Phillies obviously do not have an off day before their series against the Braves this weekend. But the way the starters have thrown, including Roy Halladay today, last couple of days, the bullpen has not been overworked. Brad Lidge is available today. Jose Contreras, we're not sure because he's pitched the last couple of days. And the first batter Durbin faces, David Freese. He starts him off with 2 strikes.
That's why you think that they probably have in mind that Durbin, if he has an easy inning here, could go to the 9th. Chad gives you that kind of versatility because he can pitch multiple innings.
On the hands, a soft roller towards shortstop. Picked up by Valdez. That's a strong throw. And one away. Hey, the Phillies Baseball Academy and Softball Academy open for business. It's for girls and boys ages 6 to 14. You get professional coaching and skill development for the Phillies players, the coaches, and the Baseball Academy instructors. It includes uniforms, a trip to Citizens Bank Park, 15 great camp locations, 10 weeks to choose from. You can go to philliescamps.com for more information. Camp would be perfect for a youngster like that. Colby Rasmus late on that pitch, and it's 0-1. Rasmus is 0 for 3. He's popped out and struck out twice. Final line on Roy Halladay: 7 innings, 8 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, and 9 strikeouts.
And it was a battle for him today. And of course, he won most of the battles, as he normally does.
That pitch hit Colby Rasmus. Boy, it just got the front of his uniform.
So it just made a little tick sound down there that they heard.
And Jason LaRue has been hit by a pitch. That one got some skin and bone. The one to Rasmus didn't really get anything except for the front of the uniform. And runners on first and second now for St. Louis. So the infielders will talk about this. Everybody but Polanco is over. But John Jay, the scheduled hitter, he came on to pinch hit in 7th and singled and then scored the second run for the Cards. And Rich Doobie's going to come out to the mound just to make sure that Durbin knows the scouting report on John Jay, a guy who has very limited at bats. And while Rich Doobie comes out, Donis Baez and J.C. Romero start to throw in the bullpen for the Phillies. Well, it's time now for our Home Depot defensive plays of the game.
But Roy Halladay had some base runners today, but he'll throw his double play balls. That was a huge one in the first inning. But Albert Pujols, the batter, and 2 on. And here comes another one here. Real quick around the horn. 5-4. 3 double play with a heavy sinker. He will throw double plays. Those are our Home Depot defensive plays of the game.
Home Depot doing more on defense. Quick conversation between Rich Doobie and Chad Durbin is over with.
Yeah, like stop hitting people. Got a 5-run lead.
Put the ball in play. First pitch is low, 1-0.
Cardinals been hanging around all day, and that's the kind of team they are.
They've stranded 8 so far. And they have struggled with runners in scoring position. They've got a runner in scoring position here. In fact, 2 aboard with 1 out. And the 2-0 pitch. Little number foul. Right side, Howard's got it. There's one at second. Valdez, quick release. Durbin's there. It's a double play. 3-6-1. That's a tough one. And Durbin gets out of this 8th inning. For the Cardinals in the 8th, no runs, no been going on the last few years are the Phillies road trips that have taken place during the course of a season. This year, the road trip is to San Diego. We've seen trips to Chicago and to San Francisco, and they've been great. Well, this is a good one. If you want to see a beautiful ballpark, Petco Park is one of the best in the league. 3 nights accommodations in San Diego's Gaslamp District. You get brunch with the Phillies broadcasters and with the Bull. Tickets to all 3 games at Petco Park, plus a road trip polo shirt. Discounted airfare. Log on to Phillies.com/road trip for details or call Phillies Vacations at 877-833-7326. Yeah, if you started on the road trip bandwagon early on, you've seen some great cities. Dennis Reyes, the new pitcher for the Cards, facing the top of the order. It's Victorino, Polanco, and Chase Utley, with the Phillies leading at 7-2. Chase has a double and a run scored in 4 official at-bats. And a little roller toward third. Freeze has got to hurry. His throw's a little high, and Pujols keeps his foot on the bag. And Andy Fletcher, who missed a call earlier today, makes sure he points to the bag this time.
Boy, this is one of the hardest double plays, if not the hardest double play. Ryan Howard gives Valdez a perfect lead, and then he just flips it to first. Strong throw, as Tom said, and then Durbin, that's a hard job for a pitcher. You know, he's got to get over there, find the bag, get under control, and then catch the ball coming like that. That was really well executed, a key point in the game for them.
Polanco off the end of the bat, foul down the right field line. Amanda Euler, Phillies ball girl, down the right field line, makes a nice play and makes a fan very happy with that. 0-1 the count to Polanco. Back toward the middle, off of Reyes. That doesn't even really slow it up. It's a 1-4-3 putout. Well, that's a big man, but that still probably hurt a little bit. And there are 2 outs. Hey, tonight on Sports Night, get complete highlights and post-game reactions from today's Phillies game, along with the latest from the Flyers as they look to stave off elimination versus the Bruins. Get all the news Philly fans need to know on Toyota Sports Night. Tonight at 6 and 10, only on Comcast Sportsnet. Two outs. Chase Utley, the hitter. Chase has been on base 3 times today. Fielder's choice, an error by the shortstop, and a single. Also has been caught stealing for the first time since September 2nd, 2008.
Yeah, it was really a pickoff, because he left early and Miller threw over there, and they got him caught stealing 1-3-6.
Side, 2-1 the count. Somebody was saying the other day that the Cardinals pitchers, all of them came into spring training in really good shape this spring, including Jaime Garcia, the starter in the opener of the 4-game series. And Al Hrabowski was talking about the health of the Cardinals staff. They said everybody came in pretty good shape. Even Reyes, he even dropped a few pounds.
As you said, he's just a big man.
He's a big man, and he's turned himself into a very good relief pitcher during his career.
Reminds you of Fernando a little bit. Looks like him.
And he walks Utley with 2 outs. So Chase is aboard for the 4th time today. 11 years of big league experience. This is his 12th year. 33 years old.
Like Fernando, he's from Mexico. Are we at the point yet where we have to say Fernando Valenzuela, or Fernando will always be Fernando Valenzuela? I don't know. Sometimes, you get new generations coming along.
I think we're still at the point where you can say Fernando.
Just say Fernando and know who you mean, huh? I think so, too.
I mean, we may get to the point where they may think we're talking about a soccer player.
Yeah. Well, it goes quickly.
Howard takes one at the knees for a strike. 0-1. Ryan's had a good day. He's got 2 hits, 2 RBIs. He has hit through the shift that the Cardinals implement.
That was a big hit he got off Kyle Loesch with that the way they shift. They didn't have 3 over at the time. They don't again with the base runners. And he got the ball in a perfect spot. He didn't hit it that hard. It was a changeup. It looked like he hit it off the end of the bat a little bit. Kind of frustrated Kyle. But it was a huge hit because it was second and third, nobody out. Then it was second and third, 2 outs, and Ryan got that hit, made it 5-1.
Pulls that one right into the shift. Schumacher from shallow right throws him out, and the inning is over. No runs, no hits. 1 man left for the Phillies here in the 8th. We go to the 9th, and the Phils are looking to take the series with Danny Baez. Comcast Sportsnet, and this game will encore tonight at 7 right here on Comcast Sportsnet. And it's been a workmanlike day for the Phillies offensively. They've banged out 7 runs, and have reached double digits in hits, 14 overall. Roy Halladay went 7 innings. He struck out 9, scattered 8 hits, and stranded a lot of base runners. And then Chad Durbin pitched a scoreless 8th, and here's Danny Baez, who is about to begin the 9th against the bottom of the Cardinals order. Tyler Green, the number 9 hitter, leads it off. And Baez fires a fastball for a ball. It's 1-0. Baez and Contreras last night both came in and both threw strikes and threw explosive strikes.
No, they're both wild enough too that they don't make hitters. They're not comfortable in there. They throw hard. Contreras has that funky motion to right-handed hitters, especially. Baez, he can throw one on the black on the outside corner, then one up under your chin. So you watch hitters, and they never seem to really be comfortable against him. Turner's talking about Baez today, and in his opinion, the key to him being successful is get his breaking ball over. And he thinks he's getting a little bit better at it, and he wants to use him more. It just depends on the situations.
Well, and if you ask Baez, he thinks the more you do use him, the better he'll be. And a lot of relief pitchers feel that way.
Yep, absolutely.
The 1-2 pitch to Green. There's that breaking ball. It stays high, 2-2. Oh, and the way the starters have thrown the last few days, the bullpen has basically been in line the way you'd like it to be. Nobody's been overworked. Everybody's been able to get some work in. And that should be the first out of the inning as Utley gobbles it up. 1 away. So with 1 out, back to the top of the order. Skip Schumacher is due up.
He had some of the best at bats of the day off Roy Halliday. He made Roy throw a lot of pitches to him. He just wasn't biting on anything close, and was successful. He didn't hurt him. He had a hit, he had a walk, he had another hit, but I think he made him throw a lot of pitches.
First pitch fastball there, it's a strike.
You know, Halliday's facing some of these guys for the first time, or doesn't know them a whole lot, and this guy probably worked them as well as anybody in their lineup today.
Schumacher today has 2 hits and a walk. He's also grounded out to second. 7-2 Phillies here in the top of the 9th. Now the 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball a little high and outside, 1-2. Phillies bullpen during this series has gone 7 1/3 since Nelson Figueroa allowed a couple of runs in relief of Joe Blanton without allowing a run. On the hands, Looper back at third, and Polanco makes the grab in foul territory, 2 away. So Baez is 1 out away from giving the Phillies the victory in this series. It'll be Joe Mather, a pinch hitter, coming up for Nick Stavinoa.
This would be a big series for them to win after losing that first game to the Cardinals the way that they did.
The Phillies lost the first game to the Mets, and then they took the next 2. Lost the first game to the Cardinals, took the next 2, and are about to take the 3rd.
Yeah, and that's a great way to get your homestand going here with 3 more to go with the Braves coming in.
Mather on the year hitting 192. And a pitch, a roller up the third base line. It is a foul ball.
Premature celebration going on in the stands.
I couldn't decide which umpire to look at because Polanco fielded that either right at the bag or right at the edge, the back of it, and I wasn't sure if it was going to be McClellan or if it was going to be Everett that would make that call.
It looked like McClellan made it. Goes by the bag.
He is deeper than I thought.
Yeah,
okay.
Goes by the bag, and at that point, Tim McClellan calls it foul.
No balls, 1 strike to count. And it's 0-2. So Baez has got Mather in a hole, 0-2 with 2 outs here in the top of the 9th inning. Phillies trying to win their 5th game on this homestand. And 3 of 4 from the first place Cardinals. The best record in the National League. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him on a breaking pitch. Nasty pitch from Danny Baez, who comes on to close the door for Roy Halladay, who picks up his 6th victory of the season. And the Phillies have taken 3 of 4 from the St. Louis Cardinals. Our Chevrolet player of the game, Jason Worth, 3 extra base hits, including a 3-run home run in the first inning. What a first inning it was for the Phillies to take a 3-0 lead over the St. Louis Cardinals.
And on a day when the Phillies lose the great Robin Roberts, passed away this morning in his home in the Tampa Bay area, Jason Worth, another guy from Springfield, Illinois, has a huge day. Robin Roberts from Springfield, Illinois.
Our W.B. Mason delivery of the game. Jason was our Chevy player of the game, and he delivers early on.
He got it going in the first inning, hit a fly ball to right field, kept going. The wind picked it up and out. A 3-run home run off Kyle Loesch, and that got the Phillies and Roy Halladay on the plus side early. Got Jason off on a big game. He had a couple doubles later on. He has been such a good player again early this year, as he was all last year, and that's our W.B. Mason delivery of the game.
Well, the Phillies win it by a final score of 7-2. Again, the Cardinals have the best record in the National League, and the Phillies have taken 3 of 4 from the Cards, and in doing so have increased their lead in the National League East, which is also a good thing with the Braves coming to town. Jason Worth had a 3-run home run and 3 hits overall, but Raul Ibanez also put together a few really good at-bats this afternoon, including a second-deck home run. And he's down on the field with Sarge. Sarge, take it away.
Hey, guys, thanks a lot. Raul coming up with that big hit. But you've been swinging a bat a lot better. I don't know how you're feeling at the plate.
Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better at the plate. I think I've been barreling some balls, just missing some other ones. I've been doing some work with Milt and Charlie, and, it's paying off a little bit.
Now, that ball in the second deck, you hit a ball any further?
I didn't really watch it. I just took off running, so I'm not sure where it landed.
No, when you're struggling a little bit and the team is still winning, you really got to give Charlie a lot of credit. You're still there in the lineup. What does that do for your psyche?
Yeah, it does a great deal for your psyche to know that your manager believes in you. And, you know, I walk by him, and you know, he lets me know, hey, you're all right. You know, I believe in you, and it's huge. It's huge, and that's why he's a great manager.
How about Jason Worth setting the tone, 3-run home run with your #1 pitcher out on the mound?
Yeah, that was a huge hit early in the game. You know, you got Roy out there, and you know that they got their work cut out for them. At the same time, you know, Kyle Loesch is a really good pitcher, and you know, for him to get us that big lead early on, was huge.
All right, continued success. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks, Sarge.
Okay, Tom Wills.
All right, Sarge, thank you very much. Ibanez with his second home run of the season. The Phillies win it by a final of 7-2. We got a little bit more to talk about when we return.